Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about the Taj Mahal. The first thing to mention about the Taj Mahal is that it has been recognized as a World Heritage Site due to its great impact it has generated on architecture and society. Perhaps the most obvious and important aspect to draw from the architecture observed in the Taj Mahal is the symmetry it has. In the same way, it should be noted that all measurements were exact, they were an elaborate planning to carry out the project. It becomes clear that the Taj Mahal was a project that sought to achieve perfection, notably through the careful maintenance of measurements, proportions, and symmetry. This architectural structure is synonymous with harmony and rhythm. A very important aspect is that despite the existence of a different building and gardens, the complex as a whole manages to nonetheless maintain a sense of unity. Thanks to our architectural elements from different styles and cultures, it becomes possible to further the argument that the Taj Mahal is a symbol of multiculturalism in architecture and society itself. The Taj Mahal has a great particularity. First, it is necessary to acknowledge that the emperor who commissioned the construction of the Taj Mahal, like his predecessors, demonstrated attitudes of cultural openness in his court. During that time, although Hinduism was majority of the religion in India, Shah Jahan promoted Islam as the second religion, and he also promoted religious tolerance. He believed the riches from other cultures and other parts of the world could be adopted and assimilated for his and his people's benefits. This is perhaps best reflected in the Taj Mahal and its integration of aesthetics values originating in Islam as well as Persian, Indian, Turkish, and Western aesthetic techniques. For example, this building had a great Persian inspiration, as evident by the shape of the compositional elements of the central garden, and the poems and the decoration of the buildings. Also, the Mughals had taken up symmetry and the use of the dome from the Persians, and the colonnades and arches that complement the interior of the walls are taken from the Hindu culture. Far from being close to exchange, Jahan found it fascinating and interesting to learn about other cultures. He valued the artistic technique that Europeans introduced during their visits. For example, the decoration of the Taj Mahal was decorated and carried out applying a technique widely developed in Europe during the Renaissance, called the pietra dura, one of the most difficult designs given it requires a great precision to achieve the desired effect. This technique consists of inlaying precious and semi-precious stones on compact surfaces such as marble until images and decorative elements of different types are complete. It should be noted that Islamic architecture is a broad term that groups the religious styles of Islamic culture from the time of Muhammad, peace be upon him, to the present day, influencing the design and construction of buildings and structures throughout the world. The following are among the most salient elements of Islamic architecture: the use of arcs as supporting elements, roofs that can be flat, wooden gabled, vaulted, or domed, absence of opening in the perimeter walls, and clear, perfect decorations and spatial compositions of mosques. In similar arrangement of Muhammad's house, it has been tried to establish the origin of future mosque, which usually has interior courtyard surrounded by walks and covered by space, which is a haram, articulated by means of naves with columns and delineated by the Qibla. All of these elements are duly included in the Taj Mahal. Like most Mughal tombs, the basic elements are of Persian origin: a symmetrical building with a rectangular hall and crowned by a domed ceiling. The building consists of a large area divided into a multitude of rooms, of which the central one houses the tombs of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz. Currently, the royal tombs are on a lower level. On each side, a large pistach or rectangular frame surrounded by the Iwan with similar upper level of balconies under arches. The design is completely uniform and consistent on all four sides of the pilna. The white marble dome of the mausoleum is at a first glance the most spectacular of the complex. Its height is equal to the base, around 35 meters, a dimension that is accentuated by being supported by a circular drum 7 meters high. Arabs call this type of dome amrud, for example, like the apple-shaped. The upper third of the dome is decorated with a ring of lotus flowers in relief, and at the top of a golden spiral final combines Islamic and Hindu traditions. This needle ends in a crescent moon, a typical Islamic motif. Due to its location on the needle, the top of the needle and the ends of the moon combined form a radiant figure, reminiscent of the traditional Hindu symbol for the deity Shiva. On the side walls, the stylized decorated spheres help to increase the sense of height of the building. The lotus motif is repeated in chhatras and guldastas. At each corner of the plinth rises a minaret. Each minaret is divided into three equal parts by two balconies that surrounded it like rings. At the top of the tower, a terrace covered by a chhatri repeats the design of the mausoleum. The chhatris have all the same finishing touches, which is the lotus flower design and the gold final finial on the dome. Each minaret was built slightly tilted away from the complex.